Hi, everybody. Welcome to Holy Week. What is Holy Week? Well, it's 7 important days in the church's calendar. So let's learn more. We start with Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday is the day that we celebrate when Jesus rode into the city of Jerusalem on the back of a donkey. People were so excited to see Jesus because he had made a name for himself doing incredible miracles and teaching people about God. So he was welcomed into the city by people who were furiously waving palms and that were so excited to see him.
On Palm Sunday, you won't have palms at home to wave around, but you do have your palms, the palms of your hand. And here's something that you can do. Draw your own little palms on the palms of your hands. And then, Danny, wave them around. Wave them around. Woo! That's right. That's a way that we celebrate Palm Sunday.
So now you can wave your palms as Jesus came into Jerusalem on a donkey. Wave those palms, Danny. Woo-hoo!
What about Monday? What is special about Monday of Holy Week? Well, I'm calling Monday Mad Monday. Why would I call it that? On Monday, Jesus is in the city of Jerusalem and goes to visit the temple, which of course is his Father's house, God's house, just like the church is our house for God. And what Jesus finds there makes him so angry. People are using the temple to sell things, to make money. People are doing sinful and terrible and cruel things right there in God's house. And this makes Jesus furious. It's one of my favorite parts of the Bible. Jesus actually starts flipping over tables. He grabs a whip and hits people with it. I mean, he just really lets loose with his anger. But you know what is different about this kind of anger is it's what we call righteous anger. Righteous anger. What makes anger righteous? Well, when you see someone doing something that is really wrong, hurtful to other people, and that makes you mad, that kind of anger is righteous anger. And God doesn't want us to just be angry. God wants us to do something with that anger. So when we see things that we know are wrong, it's our duty to stop them. On Tuesday of Holy Week, we remember that after Jesus cleaned out the temple of all of the sinners, he went back to the temple to do some important teaching about God. So on Teaching Tuesday, we think about the important work of teachers. And so this week on Tuesday, I would love for you to draw a picture or write a letter to an important teacher in your life. I know your school teachers are missing you terribly, and I think it would really make them feel great to receive a letter from you. Wednesday of Holy Week is what I call Wicked Wednesday. It is the day that we remember Judas Iscariot. Judas was one of Jesus' 12 disciples, one of his most important followers. But Judas did something that was really terrible. He knew that many of the authorities in Jerusalem were looking for Jesus. They wanted Jesus put into prison and even put to death because of all of the radical things that he was preaching and teaching. And they didn't like how powerful Jesus was becoming, how many people were listening to Jesus and following his new ideas. And so the Roman authorities gave Judas 30 pieces of silver to betray Jesus and help catch him so that Jesus could be put into prison and later be put to death. On Wednesday of Holy Week, we think about Judas's terrible sin, his terrible choice to betray Jesus. And we also think about the times in our life that we've done terrible things to one another. And we ask God for forgiveness. Thursday of Holy Week is sometimes called Maundy Thursday, but we will just call it Holy Thursday. Holy Thursday is the day that Jesus gathers with his 12 disciples to celebrate Passover. Passover is an important Jewish holiday that remembers the Israelites' escape from Egypt. Jesus does something a little bit special and a little bit different at this particular Passover Seder. And you can do some of these things at home too as you celebrate with your parents. You will need a glass of juice. It could be grape juice, apple juice, or even if you just only have water or milk, you could use that too. And then maybe try to find a piece of bread or a cracker, and we are going to act out Jesus' Last Supper.
When he turned to give the bread and the wine to his friends, he said something a little bit unusual.
Take this, all of you, and eat it.
He said, "This is my body given for you." Then what did he do with the cup, Rowan?
Took the wine and said, "This is my blood, given for you. Take a little sip for remembrance of me."
You might recognize this kind of language because it's the same thing we say every single Sunday when we celebrate communion.
The other unusual thing that Jesus did is that while his friends were eating, or after the meal, he got down on the floor and he washed their feet. Now you have to imagine this was a time when not everybody had shoes, and the shoes that they had were sandals. So what were their feet probably like, guys?
Very dirty and stinky.
Probably
and
really gross.
Like,
And here is Jesus who gets down and he washes his feet. So at home, you get a bowl full of water, and I want you to challenge yourself to wash your parents' feet. I'm going to wash my kids' feet. Give them a little tickle.
cause she's not like her feet can be touched.
That's right. I don't like my feet touched. I'm very ticklish. So, boys, why do you think Jesus washed his
Cause
friends'
he's like a
feet?
slave.
A servant.
It's kind of like he's a servant. Yeah. What is he?
He's everyone's servant.
He's showing people something special about himself. Sometimes we talk about Jesus as a king, but what kind of king was Jesus?
Servant king.
What does that mean?
Like he helps people.
People
and
like
love them.
love them like give them food and like wash their feet and
and
like
heal them.
So Jesus is showing us in this important act that he is here to serve others. And because we call ourselves Christians, that means we have to be ready to serve others as well.
Good Friday is the day that Jesus was put to death. Judas, of course, given 30 pieces of silver, betrayed Jesus and handed him over to the Roman soldiers. Jesus is forced to carry his cross up the hill and is put to death. On Holy Saturday, Jesus' friends lay his body in a tomb and are deeply sad that their friend and their leader is gone. What happens next? Well, that'll be a surprise for next Sunday. In the meantime, have a wonderful and holy, holy week. Bye.